Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Heggy, here with Aaron and Callum, and today we're going to be doing our Premier League predictions for Game Week 18, along with reviewing what happened in the last week whilst we give our predictions. So, there's only one place to start, and that is Friday night, which is a London derby between West Ham and Brentford.
Yep.
So, Brentford drew 2 each with Spurs.
Yep.
Great result for them.
How did West Ham get on?
They got a Bobby in.
Well, of course they did, off the other team from North London, Arsenal.
Yeah.
How do we see this one going?
Well,
Better for West Ham because they're at home, maybe, in that as well. That's the only thing.
I do think that. I agree with that as well. I think they're going to have to play very differently to the way they played against Arsenal. They thought they'd sit back in and let Arsenal play all the football in front of them. And obviously getting the early goal as well for them was good because it meant they could do that and they had something to hold on to.
They could frustrate Arsenal.
But obviously it doesn't work when you're playing against a really good side like Arsenal, whereas Brentford, though, I think this game's going to be very interesting. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals in this game. And I actually expect West Ham to be 2-0 up and to throw it away. I think Brentford will be encouraged by their performance, even though they were winning last week. But yeah, how about you guys?
Fair enough. Alan?
I'm inclined to agree on the draw aspect, but I don't think it'll be as high scoring as the 2-2 that Brentford and Spurs had. I think this will be 1 each. I think it'll be more of a frustrating game rather than a sort of high scoring game.
Alright, okay.
Fair enough. I'm going to go for a win in this one, and I'm going to go for the team that is lower down in the league. I think West Ham will win this. I think it will be narrow though. I think they need to pick up points, and these are the games to do it in. I'm going 2-1 West Ham.
Okay, fair enough. That's probably the next best bet.
I've got to say,
West Ham win.
A narrow West Ham win is.
And obviously Tony is playing. He was,
so
he still will be playing for
he
that.
Scored as well.
Yeah. Wonder how many more betting accusations he'll have in the next week.
Exactly. Fair enough. So some good scores there.
Yeah. On to the next game. We've got Liverpool v Leicester City. Liverpool get a good result against Villa.
Did.
Leicester not so much against Newcastle. They get a bit of a bobby in. There's only really going to be a Liverpool win here in the predictions.
I think so. I was watching the game against Villa and that as well, and the only time Villa really looked as if they were threatening was like the first maybe 5-10 minutes of the second half where they did actually get their goal.
Alisson did make quite a few good saves.
He did make a couple of good saves in that as well. But that first 5-10 minutes, Villa had a lot of chances, and if they were a bit more clinical, they would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
Great, obviously a great goal, but I think Liverpool win here.
Yeah. I saw a lot of Liverpool fans on Twitter moaning about Ollie Watkins' 2 performances a year against Liverpool, and he did put it in again.
I know. I think he scored it was an offside goal.
Yeah.
I don't know why Liverpool fans are moaning. He's won the game 3-1, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I think this could be a big scoreline.
Yeah.
I'm going 4-0 Liverpool.
Wow.
I do not like the look of Leicester defensively.
Uh-huh.
Rodgers has been in the press today saying they really need new players in. He does not trust the players he's got, I don't think.
No.
And Liverpool did play well the other night, so that's why I think it'll be 4-0.
I think it is the back line of Leicester that's and
they were shoddy against
coupled with that is the fact that Maddison's also now been revealed as missing again, and he's a big miss for them. I think they create nothing without him. But saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a wee goal on the counter, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool. I do expect Liverpool to win this game quite comfortably. I was thinking 4-1 maybe, but I'm not going to be as bold. I'm going to go for a 3-1.
Yeah, Aaron?
Yeah, 3-0 for me. I think this is pretty easy. Madison's out. They're not really going to create too much. Liverpool off the back of a decent win at Villa.
Yeah.
This is a game where they need to win to get themselves pushing up for top 4, so they'll be going all out for it.
3-0.
Yeah. Right, up next we've got Wolves v Man United. Wolves get a last minute winner against Everton. Man United won 3-0. Who was it against?
Forest.
Yes, Nottingham Forest, with Hennessy in goal because Henderson couldn't play. Alan, do you want to kick us off here?
Man United impressed me for a lot of that game. I think they looked really, really solid. The first 2 goals that Rashford and that scored were far too easy from Forest.
Hennessy could have done better in one of them.
Exactly.
The first one. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I don't see anything other than a Man United win here. I think it will be 2-0 Manchester United, I think.
I like the 2-0 shout. I was thinking maybe 1-0 though. But I'm going to back you, Aaron. I think 2-0 as well.
I don't think it'll be 1-0. I think the likes of Rashford and Martial and that will.
They're looking good.
They're looking good.
But Wolves are just off the back of a very good win. A late winner as well. Last kick of the game against Everton away. So I wouldn't be surprised. New manager as well.
Yeah. They could frustrate United here, but I don't see them.
I think we're playing for points here, aren't we? We're just thinking, most people are going to go for United win in the predictions. Yeah. I'm going to go for it 2-0 for me. Heggy, what about you?
I'm going to go for the typical Man U score, 2-1.
Oh, okay.
I think Wolves will have a bounce back in form, but I don't think this is a game to kick it off.
Yeah.
I think they'll pick up points against the smaller teams, but not the bigger ones. Man United are just grinding out results, so I think they'll win 2-1.
Heggy's going for the Ten Hag 2-1.
I think they're really important player for them. Obviously, I know it's obviously important, but Casemiro, because of how good he has been their best player, I think, this season.
He was fantastic against
I think
Spurs.
they lose him in that midfield, and I think they lose a lot of games.
Yeah, they'll be in trouble.
I think he's allowing players like Rashford and stuff to flourish. I think that's what it is. It's all from him, and I think that he will be very important in this game.
It allows Eriksen and Fernandes as well to roam about a bit more.
He's really impressed me.
He's a centre mid they've been looking for like the last 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to be as good as he has been. At the start of the season, I wouldn't have predicted this.
Especially after 2 games, it looked like a flop.
He did.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're all going for then.
Yeah.
All scores in there.
Yep.
Up next, we've got Bournemouth versus Palace. 2 teams that get terrible results.
Yeah,
first game back.
Bournemouth are weak. They were really put against Chelsea. Chelsea could have scored more. I think that's more a thing on Chelsea, the fact that they can't put the ball in the back of the net as much as they'd like to. And Palace, that was a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3-0 at home.
Yeah, against Fulham. I mean, obviously they're coming up against the likes of Mitrovic, but still, you'd expect Palace to put a lot better defensive shift in than that.
Yeah, they were unfortunate as well, though, weren't they? With the sending off. It was a sending off, though. Probably both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
But I think Mitchell's one in particular, you can feel sorry for him. He's not meant to do what he's done.
Yeah.
But it is a sending off.
It was a bad touch.
Yeah. It was right, especially. It was the timing of it as well. It was a double whammy. They concede the goal and then instantly get a man sent off near enough. Not good for them, and that obviously then led to the 3 goals. Well, being a 3-goal scoreline.
Yeah, of course, missing for this game. So does that, in your boys' opinion, give Bournemouth maybe slightly more of a chance?
It does for me. I'll kick us off. I'm gonna go for a 1-each draw in this game.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, I think full house, 1 each.
I think it's another one where we've not seen enough of them since the split, the break at World Cup, where you don't really know who you're backing here.
Both teams will be going for it after poor results last week, and I think it'll just be like that frustrating part where one of them can't get in over the other.
I think maybe that would suggest there'd be maybe more goals, that there'd be teams going all out, but I'm going to stick with the 1-1 as well. Adam, what are you going for?
1 each, full house. I think this is a 1 each game for me. Both teams will be trying desperately to the point where they'll end up getting frustrated and there won't be too many goals, I don't think.
Do you think both these sides will be safe this season?
Crystal Palace definitely.
I agree definitely. If there's one going down, it would be Bournemouth because they picked up a lot of points early. But how have they been doing actually
as well?
They've won out of the last 5.
I think they'll
concerning.
I think they'll get relegated still. I think they will.
Yeah. Right, up next we've got Fulham versus Southampton. Obviously Fulham we just spoke about had a great result.
They were very good.
They were fantastic.
What's been most impressive about Fulham is you didn't think they'd come up this season and control the game as much as they do. They have a lot more of the ball than you expect. They press really hard. Mitrovic is obviously excellent. His ball in for the first goal was not what you expect from a big target man like himself. Just shows that he's really good with the ball anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think they made really smart signings in the summer.
They did. Yeah, that's why I backed them to not go down.
The two, especially for me, Pereira and Paulinho.
Yeah, for definite.
Yeah, just to shoot up that midfield as you said.
Yeah.
Pereira's shown glimpses of what Man United actually wanted from him when they signed him, but he is flourishing in this Fulham team with Mitrovic up front, who will just finish any chance it's put on his plate.
Yeah.
And I see Fulham winning this game as well. I'm going to go for a high scorer. I'm going 3-1.
I'm going 2-0. I'm going 2-0 Fulham.
I'm going 3-0 Fulham.
Oh,
fair enough.
3-0.
So what we're going to say about Southampton here, they're getting relegated as well.
They're definitely in amongst it.
They're in the discussion 100%.
They are bottom.
I'm going to be honest, I don't rate the managerial decision they made. I like the fact that they got rid of Hasenhüttl. I think that was the right decision. I think the man they got in instead, no Premier League experience, no top. Well, obviously he was managing Luton beforehand. He's done very well with Luton as well.
In fairness to Southampton, you could also say the same thing about De Zerbi that came in for.
But De Zerbi's done a wee bit more. I think
He managed in top leagues elsewhere.
And he came in and took over a better squad than I think Southampton have. I think Southampton have got a young squad. They've made some interesting signings, but I feel like they've made too many young signings. I feel like they need to have more.
They need time to
balance.
develop, I think, in a lower league, which is why I think they will get the drop as well.
I think they will. I think they're looking pretty.
I think the drop will be one of the better things to happen in Southampton. It will give the players time to develop a wee bit.
And yet
I don't know if that can ever be a better thing, dropping down.
No, I
but
don't think they can.
I'm
not saying it's a good thing.
It's not a good thing, but I think it's more long term. If Southampton do go down as well and they get a chance to maybe develop in the Championship,
I don't think any man with a Southampton hat on is
definitely
listening to what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, go down, come back up stronger.
Absolutely not, and we don't expect them to because obviously they're backing the team. But from an outsider's point of view, maybe I'll accept it's a bit of a reach, but
Aaron, let's be real, you're talking nonsense, mate. But they might go down, which is what we all can agree on.
Yeah,
talking of teams going down. Next game,
Man City could go down.
Yeah, Man City.
Yeah, they're really looking dangerous up there in seconds for going down there.
So Man City, Everton.
Yeah, Man City obviously great result against your team.
Yeah.
Everton dreadful result for them at home to Wolves.
And it's at the Etihad.
Let's be real here. Everton were probably the better team. Everton probably should have won that game. Had the better chances, more of the ball. Well, I think they had more of the ball. And they'll be very disappointed. You can see how dejected Lampard looked at the end. Jacob
wants Lampard out.
I would take.
He actually wants Lampard out now.
Yeah, well there we go. We were saying this ages ago.
Jesus.
He's not a particularly great manager. Love the guy though. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to get an absolute scudding as well. This will be a 3-0 Man City.
I'm going to be even bold.
4. I'm going to be bold as well. 4.
I'm going to be bold and say 4 before as well. I was about to say 4-0.
Yeah.
I don't see it being as that high score. I'm going 2-0.
Okay.
I think Everton can be solid at the back. Especially away from home where they're allowed to just sit in a 5-4-1.
Hey, let's be real here. You're only saying that because you've decided you're going to captain Salah this weekend.
Exactly what it is. 4-0 Liverpool, 2-0 City. I'm speaking it into existence.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think you're going to need to do a lot more than speaking it to will them into existence.
Well, you're going to have to do a lot of speaking into existence here up now. Leeds away to Newcastle.
Oh, I was going to say, the speaking up of existence for me is going to be like, please, nice 2-0 win for Leeds.
I would like that as well. Get Newcastle.
But are you starting to get worried?
A wee bit. They're actually quite good. we also Arsenal play them next week, which
you want
like a wee bit of.
But no, like
best defence in the league.
Yeah.
But finally, you've been toppled.
Have we?
Yeah, they've got only conceded 11 in a game
12.
more.
But
in a game more though.
They've played more.
Oh,
but I'm gonna be.
Well, they've not scored bloody 36 goals.
I was gonna say, like Callum's literally just watching the table now because there's a glimmer of hope Arsenal might win the league, and he's just telling all the other teams to.
What else?
But I mean, I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna be the pessimist, like you are with Arsenal. I'm gonna say 3-1 Newcastle.
I like that.
I like that as well.
I'm going 3-1.
I'm not. I'm gonna. Ooh. I do like 3-1, but I want to be different. I'm going to say 2-1 here. It's 2-1 to Newcastle. Newcastle looked good, didn't they?
They did.
They did look good. They were. Do you know the crazy thing to think about is you'd have said way back in 6 months ago, you'd have said Newcastle are going to be where they are, but they're not going to have St Maximin. You'd be like, what are you talking about? He's not going to be the one starting for them. And then you add in the fact that they don't have St Maximin. They also didn't have Callum Wilson, and they didn't have their £60 million striker.
And they're here.
And they won 3-0 against Leicester. At Leicester.
Yeah.
You'd be mental what
the butterfly effect is mad because 6 months ago Eddie Howe was meant to be coming to Celtic, went to Newcastle.
Celtic?
Well, he was in the door.
He was in the door, then decided to get back out the door. But I think it's worked out better for both our clubs that has happened.
Has it? It could be even better with
who's a better manager, Ange or Eddie?
Oh, you're gonna have to say Eddie right now. Eddie's competing.
I don't think Alan would.
I know Aaron wouldn't, but Eddie's competing with the teams in England. You're competing with Rangers and then the teams in Scotland.
I mean,
different game. It's a one where I wouldn't be saying you're wrong with what you're saying.
I'll be controversial. I think if Ange had this Newcastle team, he would be doing just as good.
I don't.
Obviously, I'm going to agree with him, but I think he's right.
I don't. I've said as well. I like Ange. I think Ange is a good manager. I think he'll be one of your better managers when he's.
Yes, one of our better managers.
Exactly. I think he's really good.
I mean, to be fair, the standard before him was Neil Lennon. Let's
Brendan Rodgers.
He's better than Brendan Rodgers was for me. I know Brendan's won those trebles and that as well, but like,
let's get Ange away for Celtic. Get him into England.
No,
Let's see how
no,
good
no.
he actually
I'm
is.
trying to big him up to get rid of him.
I was going to say,
you're worried about.
Ange, sign the 5-year contract, lad. Let's
Anyway, we're talking Newcastle.
We're talking Newcastle.
Everything Eddie Howe's done has been perfect.
He's been perfect.
I don't think that you could have got that. I could got any better than what they've done so far.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, anyway, Leeds, Aaron, anything on Leeds? How they played?
Yeah, I was going to say we were pretty dominated against Man City, to be honest. We took a goal quite well, Robin Koch, I think. But
Robin Koch.
But you didn't.
Robin Koch, do not take that out of context. But no, I think we'll get a goal, but I can't see anything past the Newcastle. As you said, they've been pretty much perfect a lot of the season. They're up there on merit, and they're a fantastic team, home and away, and I think St James's Park.
Yeah. So we've got all them in.
Right. Up next, we've got Brighton at home to Arsenal. The first game in a long time where Arsenal were not odds-on favourite. They are still favourite, but the bookies see Brighton maybe causing a bit of issues here.
I was going to say, I got a Lynx Africa gift set for Christmas. Maybe I should be giving it to Callum because this game
Maybe you should start using it.
Yeah, absolute stinker.
I was going to say, you know what? Since this is YouTube, not TikTok, fuck you dick.
Right, Callum, kick us off.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Brighton are 7th. They're actually ahead of Chelsea, which is interesting. This is a worry, but I'd be more worried if they had Potter. I think that the full Arsenal side, I would be. I mean, Brighton, I think he's taken, I think this is his 7th, he's played 7 games, he's won 3, lost 4. It's not an incredible.
It's not incredible
form.
He's won 3 of his last 4 though.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, they're coming in on good form.
No, they're looking good. I'm obviously worried and concerned about this, but I think Arsenal get the job done here. I think this team are going into every game, and they still, even if they don't play amazing stuff, there's something about the mentality of these players which is just getting impressive. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal here. I was thinking 2-0
I love that
because of how good their defence has been away from home in comparison to actually at home. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 though.
I love that shout.
So Arsenal, they're good.
Yeah,
They are very good. They're probably the most exciting team to watch right now.
I'd say so, and that's without like Jesus being there, and Ketty has slotted in really nicely in that as well.
What are you guys thinking?
I like that shout so much. I'm going to agree with it. I think it's a 2-1 Arsenal. I don't see any reason why it could be any other different score. To be honest, Brighton are decent at home, but Arsenal, as you said, have got a really good.
Brighton's a bogey team for Arsenal. It's one of those ones. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm really swayed here.
You need points to be fair, so you might want to go for a differential.
Nah, I don't know. I'm either 1 each or 1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal.
And I think I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal. I think this is going to be a performance where Arsenal fans are going to say we didn't actually play well here.
Performance of champions.
As Stu would say.
Speak it into existence.
What do you mean as Stu would say?
Stu hates that
he says it, but Stu's an idiot. So.
No, I'm going 1-0 here, and I think it's going to be a performance like the Southampton away, like the Leeds away, where Arsenal did not play well, but they got 4 points out of the 6 in those. Right, on to the...
I can't deal with that. I can't deal with another one of those performances. Just a good one, please.
You're going to have them, some like that.
I know, but
exactly.
Right now.
You need to get through them if this pipe. I was going to say pipe dream at the start of the season. At the start of the season, let's be honest.
Andrew had actually been winning the league. Nonsense over there, man. That's right. Here's on the next one.
Yes, the next teams up are Tottenham versus Villa. 2 teams that didn't get particularly good results this week, but for me, I'm going to kick us off, and I think Spurs will grind out a win here.
Against Good Evening?
Against Good Evening.
I think there's a story there to be had.
There might be
a story there to be had.
I'm going to go for Tottenham 3, Villa 2.
Ooh, you've got a high score.
And Villa are leading at 1 point, and Tottenham still spawn away a win.
Oh god, it sounds so real.
I could actually envisage that game happening right in front of me.
It's so real, I can taste it. Like that 3-2. Yeah.
I'm going to go for a slightly more boring version of that. I'm going to go 2-1. Villa will be leading, but Spurs will grind it out.
Which one did I go for? Which one of the two? Because I completely agree with what you've just said there, but I think this will be one of those ones where Spurs will be losing again for like the 11th game in a row or something in the Prem. How wild is that?
Yeah.
I was going to say
they've conceded the first goal in that many games.
I mean, if I was Arsenal, I'd be slipping my 20 quid to Unai Emery to start.
Oh, no match fixing claims here, brother.
I'm not saying match fixing claims. I'm just saying
Emery will want to win for Villa. And also, they'll have Emi Martinez.
I was going to say, if Arsenal don't do it, Ivan Toney probably will.
I'm going to go 3-2 to Spurs. I think it'll be interesting though with Martinez back and goal after.
Against Lloris, the two final
Yeah,
keepers.
that is an interesting
That's going
one.
to be very awkward, isn't it? Like, there's no. I bet there'll be a time in the moment where Martinez is just staring up at Lloris, just to like.
I hope he does that with his water bottle.
I know.
Martinez.
Here's a question.
Just bring his golden glove.
I'm obviously going to speak this into existence as an Arsenal fan. Is there pressure on Conte if he loses this game? Or
I think
doesn't
there
win?
is. I think there is. I think Spurs have been stuttering for a while now. And
Is there
that as
pressure
well.
on
Yeah.
Levy as well to maybe spend in
I
the
don't-
January transfer window?
I don't
Or-
know if you can say there's pressure in Spurs yet. They are fourth.
Yeah. But the teams below them are starting to pick up some serious form. That's what
Exactly.
it is.
United are in seriously good form.
And-
But is Conte the issue, or is it just Spurs? Like, Spurs have had so many good managers and no one can seem to do anything with them. I think it is higher up that the issues are, and it is Levy.
Is Levy too stubborn, maybe?
Do you,
They're
maybe,
not making the right signings either.
do you think maybe they need to do an Arsenal and just go
Yeah.
back down a wee bit? Not just try and compete at this top level and not win anything. Go back down, build a team like Poch did, and go that route again.
I think that's a better
Yeah.
route for them than.
I mean, we've seen two teams in the league that have done that blueprint. Man City and Arsenal. Man City to a lesser extent, they had a lot of money to do it.
Liverpool did it as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say Spurs could get a lot of money to do that though if they sold some key players. I mean, likes of Kane. Kane will go for a pretty penny in that as well, and that would be
I
enough.
don't
Kane-
think selling Kane's the idea.
I don't think
You
it's the
build a team
answer.
around Kane.
Surely you do, but I think another thing with another problem maybe that Kane brings is I actually was listening to people talking about this and how having Kane there means that you're not ever going to get a proper like other striker
Aye, there's no really chance
because
for
it's
another.
Kane or nothing. Kane will play every minute of every game.
But do you
you know?
need anything other than Kane?
I suppose, but you want to
Maybe
have
for- I
someone
was
that
gonna say, maybe
Kane's
for
not
penalty
playing in
spot.
every game. You want to have something different.
They've got Richarlison.
That's what they do. I forgot about him. He's barely paid though. Aye, that's
He's been
I
injured.
Completely forgot about him. So what I just said there was nonsense. No, I don't know. I think they do. They need a restart. They need to play the football they're playing. They need a good defence.
They
and
need a
don't have
refresh.
one. And all their best players, you look at their midfield and their attack and go, that's a good side. And then you look at their defence and go, no, it's not.
You look at their goalkeeper and go, he's saving them up.
But anyway, I'm going to go 3-2 and give you Heggie.
Yeah.
Right, last game of the week. We've got Forest up against Chelsea.
Forest were really disappointing at Old
They were
Trafford
poor.
for me. Like
They were as poor. Them and Bournemouth were terrible in
Nah,
this
it
game.
was shocking.
That's quite surprising as well, because those teams would have had fewer players at the World Cup.
But that's interesting. What happened when with the World Cup? It wasn't just those two teams, those two games. It was actually most of the. I think there's something like the top 10. Only one team didn't win or something like that, or
No,
the top
two.
7.
The top 10, two didn't win.
Two
It was
didn't win.
Brentford and Spurs who
There you
drew.
go. And everyone's thinking, well, they're the teams with all the players at the World
Yeah.
Cup. How come they? It's just
Maybe it
assumed
is
as normal.
Yeah, maybe
So,
it is better.
maybe it's interesting that a lot of these players were continuing to play, so the rhythm
Yeah.
has not been interrupted. Whereas there's players that didn't really play many friendlies and things like that, they weren't up to scratch. I think the biggest drop in performance has been the players that went to the World Cup but didn't play much. I
Yeah.
think Saliba was a little rusty.
I would say so,
Martinelli
aye.
was a wee bit rusty as well. I know he scored. That's obviously from Arsenal because obviously that's what I focused on. But I think there's been actually a few other clubs that have noticed similar things.
The only
It's
one
the
I can
players-
think of that played really well, in my opinion, was Grealish, who didn't play much, but that is literally the only one.
But that's the thing.
missed-
At half time, he was getting talked about as being poor.
Exactly, missed an absolute.
It was as the
sitter.
game grew,
Yeah.
like Saliba, that he got a wee bit
Yeah.
better.
Aye.
That's interesting. But what are you thinking, Forest, Chelsea?
I think it'll be a 2-0 win for Chelsea here.
That's annoying.
That's very annoying.
We're not. We've pretty sure copied each other for all of these, haven't we?
Yeah, but that's
no,
just what we think it's going to be.
I
though.
do think 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I think this will be another frustrating 2-0 for Chelsea, where they have a load of chances but just can't.
You know what? I'm going to go 1-0 actually. I think really frustrating. I think 1-0
Okay.
Chelsea.
So, that's been our predictions and quick review of what happened last week whilst we've been doing our predictions. If you enjoyed, leave us a like and subscribe and comment down below anything you want to see us do. And as always, take it easy.